A country in which, whether we like to admit it or not, religion is a factor. There are divisions within this country in terms of religion, especially with what has happened in the last 10 to 20 years in our country. Nobody can run away from that. We can pretend.
Hello, Nigerians. How are you doing? This is your friend and brother, Dr. Haruna Goro. I just want to share some videos of FFK, Fani Kayode. Just listen to this man. This was the first time he was in APC before he moved to PDP, then returned to APC. This man is really unstable. The first time that Fani Kayode was in APC before he moved to PDP, then returned to APC. That first time, he was against the idea of Muslim ticket. But now that he's back to APC, after Tinubu declared Muslim ticket, he defended it. Can you see the kind of people that today are calling themselves leaders and they expect us to take them serious? These are opportunists. Today he has the mouth or has the gut to accuse or attack people like Peter Obi. That's why I don't personally take FFK serious. He's a chance taker. He's a person that will dance according to the music, dependent on what he will get from it. Nigerians don't take people like Fani Kayode serious on any issue. Anyway, you go ahead and listen to what he said when he was in APC the first time. Please go ahead and share this broadcast with as many people so that they can also watch it. Subscribe to my channel if you've not already done so. Thank you for watching.
He'd make some reference to Christian candidature, etc. Just at a post-Villa meeting. I think there was some body language, there was some signposting. Yeah. Can you talk about that?
Sure, I can. Like I said, I'm always open about such matters. As you know, I write a lot. I enjoy writing, and it's a way in which I feel it's appropriate to express myself, and I've been doing it for many years. This whole issue of same religion tickets, if you like, is something that has come to the fore over the last few months. And of course it came to the public realm over the last few weeks. And I made my contribution well before I went to the Villa in an essay in which I spoke forcefully about the lack of wisdom in the APC presenting a Muslim ticket. And I said this simply because I'm fully aware of the fact that some within the ranks of the party believe passionately in that as a way of winning the 2015 election. And
but had it come to the public square?
It didn't need to come to the public square. First of all, it may not have been discussed as a national issue, but it's something that's being discussed openly and privately within the party. And as a matter of fact, in a number of fora, not even just within the party. And it's not even a party issue. It's a national issue. In a country which is a multi-religious country, a multi-ethnic country, a multicultural country, in my view, for anybody to come up with that kind of suggestion anywhere, either covertly or overtly, I believe, is not only the height of irresponsibility, it is also the way to disaster. And I think the right and proper thing for any party leader to do is to send the warning signals well before that course is walked upon. Like I said, I believe that in all the political parties in this country, whether it's PDP, APC, or APGA, or Labour, we really shouldn't be operating cults that operate within cloisters and in the darkness. We should be able to speak out, voice our opinions, send the relevant signals. Now, there's nothing I've said publicly on this issue that I have not said privately to virtually every key leader within the APC and outside of the APC.
Well, maybe to cover the time and scene, like I said, if we'll just post that video.
No. Like I said, the submissions came. I wrote an essay titled, I can't remember the exact, but something about Muslim. I have a problem. I always forget the titles of my essay, but I remember the content.
And very good titles, though. I enjoy your titles.
Thank you very much. But I wrote about the issue of Muslim ticket. It was a two-part essay, which I wrote, I think, about 2 weeks or so before. Now, before that time, there's been a lot of discourse, a lot of discussion. Senior members of our party spoke with me privately about the wisdom of such a course of action. I stood against it and I said, we're going to hit the rocks if we do that. And I, Femi Kayode, will never be part of that. Simply because what will I tell those that share my faith if at the end of the day the party that I joined ends up presenting somebody that is not represented on the, or two people that are not represented on the ticket. And you know, ordinarily, in any advanced society, of course, these things really shouldn't matter. It doesn't matter to me whether you're a Christian or a Muslim. As a Yoruba man, we have Christians, Muslims, and even pagan worshippers within the same family. And really nobody cares. Religion is a personal issue. However, in this country, in this context, we're talking about moving our country forward, where you have an Islamist revolt in some parts of the country. In this day and age, most people in this country are very sensitive about this issue, and they regard it as being important to them. So if you go into an election and you're talking about a Christian ticket, or a northern ticket, or a southern ticket, or a Muslim ticket, you are heading for disaster. And once it is clear to some of us that we're moving in that direction, the right and proper thing to do as a leader of the party, and as a stakeholder of the party, and as somebody that joined the party before it was even formed and registered, I think I have every right to voice that opinion, and that's what I did. So a country in which, whether we like to admit it or not, religion is a factor. There are divisions within this country in terms of religion, especially with what has happened in the last 10 to 20 years in our country. Nobody can run away from that. We can pretend. As far as I'm concerned, religion does matter if you want to win an election in this country. In our entire history, we have never had, other than June 12th, 1993, 21 years ago, a situation whereby in a democracy I'm talking about, whereby you have two Christians or two Muslims on one ticket. If you do that, you are showing the height of insensitivity to, for example, if you have a Muslim ticket, to the over 50% of Muslim population, of Christian population in this country. If you have a Christian ticket, you are showing great offense to over the approximately 50% of Muslim people within this country. And I think this is something that we must run away from. If you have a plural society, a multi-religious society, you cannot run away from the fact that you must take religious sensitivities, you know, into cognizance and on board. You must recognize the fact that a Christian will find it difficult to vote for a ticket that has a Muslim. Most Christians will find that difficult. Most Muslims will also find it difficult to vote for a party that has a Christian ticket. This is an ugly fact we have to live with. We haven't got to utopia yet. So let's get real. Let's stop pretending in the typical Nigerian way, say it really doesn't matter. Let's get real and understand the electoral sensitivities of our country and what we're up against. Now, quite apart from that, we are faced with the greatest war that this country has ever fought since the Nigerian Civil War. The Nigerian Civil War was even better, if you can ever describe war as being better or not better. But Nigerian war, the Civil War that we had, was even better to a certain extent, because you knew who the enemy was, and two sides were fighting. Both had completely different worldviews and knew what they wanted to do. You knew what you were fighting then. You either wanted to break off from Nigeria, or you wanted to force others to stay in. Straightforward. You're either one side or the other. But what we're fighting today is an invisible enemy. An enemy that cannot be seen. You don't really know what he wants. All he's doing is killing our people, kidnapping our children, trying to impose an Islamist agenda, not a Muslim agenda, because I don't regard Islamists as Muslims. Yes. I regard them as Islamists. And of course, as I've written it, I've said it, they are the spawn of the devil. Now, I can say that and I can write that any day, any time, because that is the truth. These people want to change our worldview, change our nation, kill our people, rape our women, pillage all our resources, and drive us back to the 6th century BC.